Welcome back. Day 90 for the Plazm protocol is a story of two completely different realities. On one hand, yeah, the market is seeing red, but on the other, the protocol itself is hitting two historic, game-changing milestones at the exact same time. So today, we're going to break down what's happening under the hood and why it's so incredibly important for what's coming next.
All right, before we dive in, just the usual reminder, this is all for educational purposes. It is definitely not financial advice. You got to do your own research.
So what's the real story on day 90? Because, if you're just looking at the price, you are missing the headline. Underneath all that short-term market noise, the protocol's foundations are being forged into something much, much stronger.
And this slide, well, it lays out that contrast perfectly. On the left, you've got the market sentiment. Plazm is down. But just look to the right. That is the fundamental reality. Two massive milestones hit in a single day. Let's dig into what these really mean, starting with that incredible burn.
Okay, this first milestone is all about building a permanent defensive shield for the protocol. The burn mechanism isn't just some gimmick. It's an active, relentless, deflationary force that is constantly working.
Just look at that number. Over 284,000 PLSM tokens are now gone. I don't mean locked, I don't mean hidden, I mean destroyed. They've been permanently erased from the supply. They can never be sold, they can never add to market pressure, ever again.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the acceleration. It's not just that we hit 6%, it's how fast we got here. The protocol burned through 3% of its entire supply in just 6 days. That's an average of over 26,000 tokens a day just being vaporized. It really shows this deflationary pressure is actively ramping up.
So if the burn is the shield, then our second milestone is all about fueling the engine that powers it. This is about securing a constant stream of yield that the protocol can use for its defense, and believe me, it is a huge deal.
This is absolutely massive. The protocol now officially owns over 1/4 of the entire DexFi bond protocol. Just think about that for a second. 25% of all the fees generated from those trading positions, they're now flowing directly back into Plazm's own treasury.
And that ownership, it has some serious financial firepower behind it. The protocol's vault now commands over $400,000 in assets. This isn't just a number on a screen, it's a war chest, a treasury that generates yield to fund development, defend the price, and secure the protocol's long-term future.
Now, these two milestones, the shield and the engine, have fueled something even bigger, a critical turning point in the protocol's supply dynamics. We are literally witnessing a great supply shift, where the community is effectively locking arms to secure the protocol.
So the big question is, with the price down and tokens being released, where is all this supply actually going? Because it's not just hitting the open market. Something really fundamental is changing.
The answer is pure community conviction. In just the last 48 hours, another 80,000 Plazm has been staked. That means locked up by holders to earn rewards. And on top of that, 50,000 more tokens were added to liquidity pools, which helps make trading smoother for everyone. This isn't the protocol making moves. This is the community stepping up in a big way.
And here is the powerful result of that community action. You're looking at the entire Plazm supply. When you add up the staked supply, the tokens in liquidity pools, and everything that's been burned forever, you get 53%. And that leaves just 47% as liquid.
Which leads to this absolutely critical headline. For the first time in its history, the liquid, freely tradable supply is in the minority. More supply is now locked down, protected, and off the open market than is available to be sold. So why does this matter? It's a fundamental shift towards stability. It reduces potential sell pressure and strengthens the entire ecosystem from the inside out.
So with this newfound strength, the protocol is shifting its focus to the next big challenge. Think of this as the War Council meeting to finalize the strategy for the biggest stress test on the horizon, day 94.
And we're seeing a very deliberate tactical decision here. The buy and burn pools are maintaining their aggressive 4% daily deployment to keep that deflationary shield active. But notice the buy and build pools have been throttled back to just 1%. The protocol is conserving its ammunition, saving that firepower for when it's needed most.
And this slide shows us exactly why that preparation is so critical. The next few days bring consistent releases, sure, but all eyes are on day 94, a major cliff with over 500,000 Plazm scheduled for release. But, and this is key, look at what happens right after. The pressure finally starts to decline and decline significantly.
So our final verdict for day 90 is clear.
It's a story of incredible strength achieved in the face of market headwinds, but with a major, predictable challenge still waiting right on the horizon.
Let's just recap these incredible achievements. Burns crossed 6%, bond ownership hit a quarter of the entire DexFi protocol, liquid supply fell into the minority for the first time ever, and community conviction drove both staking and liquidity to new highs. Despite the red price, the protocol is systematically, fundamentally stronger today than it was yesterday. I'll leave you with this final thought. 2 milestones. 1 day. 6% of supply destroyed forever. 25% of DexFi now funding Plazm defense. Liquid supply in the minority. The protocol enters day 94 preparation from a position of unprecedented strength. 4 days remain. And as we close out, just remember, always do your own research and make decisions that are right for you. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.